My crypto bit brother and sister, this here's Bulldog Rod again, and over here, Papa Ron, what's happening, brother?
You know, we were talking before we hit the go button, and Rod's already got me worked up to a lather, man. I'm telling you.
Which don't take much, let me tell you.
No,
When you
no.
talk about politics,
Yeah.
forget it. Ron, he's got a dead set view on it, man. He's dead set.
You know, I have no college education, folks. Been self-employed my whole life, and I have no smarts like these politicians. But I'm telling you, we could get some regular Joe schmoes in there like me and do a better job than these idiots that are running our country and other countries.
Yeah.
Just makes me so dang mad. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, let's get off that and get to talking about cryptocurrency. Oh, boy. We got some exciting news on this, man. Have you seen that freaking Ripple?
It has been crazy today.
It is.
It got up to like 185, and I thought, man, that's sure going to be close to $2 this year alone. And now look at it, it's 258.
Shooting for 3.
Man, and we're not even out of this year yet.
No.
Anyway, folks, if you're in it, man, we applaud you, and I think that's great. And it's time to consider taking a little bit of those profits back out of there, because I don't know if it can sustain that, Rod. I don't know.
It's up 71%. Almost 72.
Yeah, it was 90 some odd percent earlier. It's just something else. And everything was green earlier. I can't believe how this thing's been fluctuating back and forth these last few days.
Yeah, look at Bitcoin. Went down another grand since yesterday.
Yeah, it's just
Since the last time we sit down and talked, it went down a grand.
yeah, it's nothing to drop a thing. I mean, you do that over lunch, you know?
I know. I know.
Anyway, it's exciting, and I kind of like it right now. Even though it needs to stabilize at one point, especially if it's going to be some kind of currency.
Right.
So, well, folks, I don't know how many of you folks are following Venezuela over there, but they've had a rough go. You know, people are eating pets and out of garbage cans, and their currency is just inflated to out of sight. And then they just don't even have any goods that are being brought in. The government is kind of lacking in producing ways to get goods into the people. These folks wait hours in line just to do a little bit of grocery shopping, and then sometimes they're out of what they want. It's been a nightmare. And we've read articles, and we've kind of mentioned it a few times, Rod, about how the people in Venezuela, those that have a little money, are putting it into Bitcoin and crypto because it's more secure and more... Their money's losing ground so fast that they're trying to find other assets to put their savings and dollars in. So it makes sense.
Which is really hurting Venezuela's economy, you know, the monetary system.
Sure.
Venezuela monetary system. So now they're thinking, well, let's get on that Bitcoin stuff. I think it's a little too late for them.
Well, and that's just what it is. The government sees that money going in there, so what do they want to do? They want to start their own petro, is what they're going to call it, which reminds me of the petrodollar. You know, we've mentioned that once or twice, and I'm not trying to get sidetracked. Give me 60 seconds on this. Those that don't know what the petrodollar is, and this is just off the hip, so don't count me as being super accurate, but this is the way I remember it. Back in Nixon's era, when he was president, he went over to Saudi Arabia and said, listen, we're going to help you get this oil out of the ground. We have the technology and the financing, and we'll do that, and we'll set you guys up to sell this oil worldwide on the condition that you only sell oil with U.S. dollars. And so that pact was made. And the other countries over there in suit followed in suit, and we provided security and protection, and the technology to get all that oil and the wells and everything going, but they sold that oil strictly in US dollars. So any country like China or Russia that wanted to buy oil from these Middle Eastern countries had to do it with US dollars. Well, what that did for us is it strengthened our dollar. It made it valuable because everybody needed it to provide energy in their countries. So then you got somebody come along, and excuse me, I'm not a history buff. How many years ago did Saddam Hussein bite the dust rod in Iraq?
90.
So it's been a while, yeah. It's been a while.
Or 1980? Was it 80? I don't remember. 90?
Okay.
Hell, I don't remember.
Yeah. So anyway, he started selling his oil for bolivars, which is Iraqi's currency, and gold. And oh my heck, the U.S. came down on him. There's no way they were going to. Now, do you think if his main crop was cabbage, that we would have gone over there and given a rat's ass of what he's doing? No, but with oil and affecting the strength of our dollar, you bet. So we go over there and we take care of that. And now there's been other countries. Well, now you got Russia and China presently that are setting up a basket of currencies that they'll sell oil using the yuan, the China and gold and stuff. And they got Iran, I think, participating. Anyway, so you can see how this thing is coming up to a head to where the U.S. dollar is drastically going to lose value because they can now get oil with other things other than U.S. dollars. So that's the petrodollar. So when I see that Venezuela is setting up a petro crypto, it just kind of triggered that in my memory about our dollar and stuff. Anyway, here's what's interesting about this, Rod, and I'm rambling on as usual. Dang it.
Yeah, you went over a minute and a half.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Right here, the petro will be different from Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies because it will be backed by hard assets. So Venezuela is saying, hey, our country, our main export is oil. So we're going to back this crypto with assets, meaning our oil. And so we want all you people, instead of sending your money to Bitcoin, we want you to get into the petro currency. If that's what you want, again, they're missing the boat. First of all, the government has done a lousy job thus far keeping their dollar strong, keeping goods in the country, and keep the people from being hungry. So now all of a sudden you're going to come up with this cryptocurrency and we're going to believe that you're going to take care of it and everything's going to be cool? No way. No way. Anyway, any comment, Rod, I hope?
No, I was just saying they got a $5 billion oil industry, and hell, they can't even keep the people fed.
No.
With that many reserves, oil reserves, somebody's taking all the money off the top.
You bet it is. And you bet the big boys, they got dinner on their table every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, those government officials and stuff. I can't believe the people haven't stood up yet and says, we're cleaning house today.
Yeah, there needs to be a revolution there, baby.
So, all right, let's move on to what we're supposed to be talking about, and that is taxes. Tax time. And folks, Trump has signed a tax reduction bill just recently, and because of these things, there's going to be changes in store for crypto people, and this is out of Bitcoin.com, this article. Now, we knew that in 2017 and earlier, that crypto would be used as a capital gain tax, meaning that if it increased in value and you didn't cash out of that value, you wouldn't have to declare it. But once you turned it back into fiat, similar to real estate, your home can grow in equity. And yeah, you got property taxes, but as soon as you sell that home, then those capital gains are taxable unless you reinvest it in more property. Well, they changed a few words in this new tax overhaul for next year, and they said this deals with just real property, meaning dirt and residences and stuff, and not property such as crypto. So, and now, excuse me, Rod, and everybody else. So now what they're saying is that you'll be taxed any time that you change crypto for even other crypto. You don't even have to change it back into fiat. So anytime you exchange this crypto, there's taxes due. There's going to be income taxes. You know, you already got your transaction fees. And anyway, there's a variety of things that's going to affect this. So I guess what I wanted to bring up on this, Rod, was... let me go back to this article. They're talking about closing the loophole. And of course, that loophole was that one word, real, because before it was termed property. Now that only pertains to real property. So he signed this into law. Government's going to get its money either way. So that's the biggest thing that I've read out of these articles.
Man. The IRS has 3 years to audit a return, and they assess penalties and interest retroactively, just like they do now. But you know what's bad about this, and what to me seems unfair, is that your money is still tied up in crypto, even though you go from, say, like from Ripple and then buy into Bitcoin, or Bitcoin, you buy from Bitcoin, you buy some Litecoin or Ethereum. Then when you do that, you have to pay taxes on the difference or the gain on that. And I'm going, oh my hell, that don't seem right. You still don't have the money in your pocket. How could it be that? And then when you do get the capital gain, you got to pay tax again? Now, does that sound like double taxation? Or what?
Well, sure it is.
I don't know. I just but see, the thing is it's not real.
yeah, it's not real money, but we're going to tax the hell out of it. You know?
That's right. Yeah. So I don't know. So to me, and I'm just shooting off the cuff now. People, I believe in paying taxes. If it's a capital gain on the Bitcoin, if I draw some money out, then I want to pay taxes on it. But it seems to me like they're trying to do a little double dipping here, and makes me want to think I want to get an offshore IP. Or either that, get into some what's that called, Ron? When you can't find out, it's total anonymity.
Anonymous tokens and coins. There's platforms out there that secure your identity all the way through.
So when does this kick in? This law?
January 1st. So here's a couple things, Rod, and I think we'll do a video or two on these anonymous platforms and make people aware of what's out there available. And we're not petitioning that people start hiding everything to get out of taxes, but I think next year, 2018, is going to be the year of being anonymous. So like you said, Rod, just exchanging. So first of all, folks, you better set up some kind of Excel sheet so you can keep track of your ins and outs of what you're doing with your crypto. It's better to have it recorded somewhere where if you're audited or have to be accountable, you know what you've done. Now, just as you've got to pay taxes on the profits, you'll also be able to save on losses. So if there's a loss that you took, boy, be sure to record that too.
Absolutely. And
I would think any other tax advantage you can get together, whether it be office in your home, computer, internet, cell phone, anything that you can use to offset. I mean, you need to start a little business, maybe a home business, because there's so many.
Just in crypto.
There's so many. Yeah, there's so many write-offs you can use. Anyway, we're not legal advisors. We're not accountants, but if you're starting to make, if you're making some serious money, you better start considering this stuff. And another thing, Rod, we've been reading articles too about, you know, you got your cell phone on you, and if you fly out of the country and you go through customs, anything over so much in crypto, you're supposed to declare that, even though it's on your dang cell phone. You're supposed to declare those cryptos going across border.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, I've read about that for a few months now. It's crazy.
Oh my heck.
So folks, the tax laws are changing. It's better to do it from day one than trying to get it together in April or May. You know, get an Excel ledger sheet started on your computer. Rod and I both have them. Any transaction I do, whether loss, back to fiat, or gain, man, make a notation of it. So if you need to go back and explain something, you've got it written down. That's our advice to you, whether it be tax advice or anything else. I would definitely get something started.
Yeah, you got to document everything, even fiat money.
Yeah. Now, we got a couple articles we'll put down in the description box. One here, too, out of this 2008 crypto tax rules. This one will kind of give you more of a briefing of what's going on. We'll record this down in the description box or put the link to it. Yeah. Along with this one we just read about Trump. And yeah, get prepared. It's that time of year. It doesn't take much to get an Excel sheet going and just start filling it out.
If you don't have an Excel sheet or know how to use one, just even write it down.
Yeah, something. And folks, we'll get on here with some of these anonymous coins within the next couple videos. There's some interesting platforms out there. We've done some before, like on Cloak, Rod. We did a good video on Cloak, and there's some good platforms out there. Yeah. All right, folks. Thanks for listening and tuning in.
Yeah, be sure and give us a thumbs up, and God bless.